So a few weeks ago we came through here. Actually, it was just a few days before the big ice storm. And there was lots of snow still on the ground. And you could see a little bit of record of where the old farmers' fences used to be. But I said I would come back after the snow melts so we can see where they actually are. And wow, I didn't realize how big of a cedar tree this is. Like most of the giant cedar trees, is growing directly on top of the old fence line. But you can see, even though there's no fence posts, this is a rock wall. Wow, very nice. I haven't been through here very much since the ice storm, and none at all on video. So let's see how difficult it is to get through here without the clearly marked snow path and with all the new fallen tree branches. Last time I sped it up a bunch while I was walking through here. This time I'm not going to do that because I'm shooting it in HDR because that looks cool. So we'll see if we can go through without any big jump cuts or anything like that, because that's the only way I can edit HDR is to use jump cuts. Because I don't have an expensive computer. Well, not just a computer, you need expensive software to do HDR video editing without jump cuts. I wrote a software that can do regular editing, like with the jump cuts, so I don't have to pay if I do need to edit. But that software does not support smooth transitions. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested to check that out. Wow. A lot of trees down from last time we were through here. Going the opposite direction as before. Up here should be more of the old fence line visible. Luckily the day is cool enough that I don't think my phone will overheat. That's been a serious issue with this Pixel phone that I got. If the temperature is above 10 or 15 degrees Celsius, the phone overheats. Which is most certainly not ideal. Anyway, here we are at the fence line, and this tree has been freshly cut. Wow. Looks like it started to fall or something during the ice storm. I'm not sure. It wasn't like this before. But it is definitely dead. At least I think it was dead when it fell. It's hard to see. But check out this old fence. Wow, that's beautiful. Well, this used to be kind of a field land. I don't think it was ever a crop field. I'd have to take a look at the satellite photos again. It may have been cattle grazing area. I'm not entirely sure. Wow. I don't remember this being here the last time we walked around this path. That looks new to me. Let's walk over by the old fence line. Should be able to follow it for a while. That gall is amazing. I believe that's what it's called, a cedar gall. If you cut that cross-sectionally, it would produce some amazing patterns, but we'll just not do that and leave it as a live tree. Here's the intersection of the fence and the stoned fence. Beautiful. Huge cedars. I'm sure this woods used to be full of cedars that size before we cut them all down. If you were to come through here 500 years ago, I can only imagine what it looked like then. Been a long time since this fence was built. Imagine what it'd be like to see a time lapse of it decaying into the ground. Like 50 years. Compressed into a few minutes or something like that. That'd be incredible. That looks like a newly fallen tree. Possibly from the ice storm. Wow. Coming up to the little creek where I did the relaxing water videos. T plus P. Does that stand for toilet plus paper? Hard to say. Or Terrence and Phillip. This seems like not a very ideal place to have a large fire, but okay, guys. That is also new. That wasn't here a few weeks ago. The creek has gone down a lot. Most of the water in the creek is from snowmelt. It was really rushing quite a bit. So we head out of the cedar forest. Looks like we're coming across another fence line here, but I'm not sure. It's a lot harder to follow the path when you've... Why is someone cutting down this tree with a hatchet? Damn kids. There's nothing wrong with this tree. Well, there was nothing wrong with it. As I was saying, it's a lot harder to follow the path without the snow. Oh, here we have another tree that's been eaten by beetles. Actually, I don't see any beetle tracks. It appears just to be dead. I don't know. Maybe not beetles this time. We have another fence line. Look at the beautiful mushrooms on this tree. Wow. They look like they're fairly fresh. I'm not going to touch them, but they look like they're soft enough. That's some really cool looking mushrooms. Fungus. That's something. I don't know what they're called. Whole bunch of vines. I guessed that there was lots of fence lines under here, but you couldn't see any of it with the snow. Thought this was another wooden fence for a second, but nope, it's a downed tree. Several trees at once. They were brought down by the ice storm. And the fact that I think they're dead. Oh yeah, it is a fence line. It's just a fence line and a fallen tree at the same time. Wow, that's a big vine. Almost the size of my arm. Disgusting. People have left their cigarette pack garbage in the middle of the forest. Well, here's a cabin has been built. This was here before, but I haven't come through since, like I said, the snow melted and everything looks different. What a mess. Beer cans everywhere. The floor is disgusting. This, I think, is new. This tree has fallen over because it was dead. Probably the ice storm brought it down. Wow. There's holes all through the wood. That was ready to come down any moment. Whatever. Looks like the ice storm finished it off, probably. This is the path you usually take. Usually you can't just walk through the forest like that because of all the snow. Well, you could, but it wouldn't be a very good time. Here's another fence line made of rocks. Wow, very nice. I'm gonna head back this way. In the next day or two, I'd like to come back out here and go by the lean-to and other places that I went to in the last video. That would be nice. We're nearing the edge of the forest, and I am nearing the end of my stay in this area. Shall be moving on shortly. It was a nice few months. There appears to be much more that could be filmed, but there is never enough time, and more importantly, never enough hard drive space. It's a lot quieter walking with the snow melted. Now we come out to the access path. This is the same forest that I flew over in the video showing the ice storm damage and the power outage. And down the road there is where I filmed the vortex in the forest. I called it whirlpool. Beautiful forest. Anyways, I think I'm going to stop now for this video. Thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and all those things if that's your cup of tea or coffee. I didn't have coffee today. I'm going to try to stop drinking coffee. Don't really have the budget for it or want to be dependent on anything. Now that I've quit smoking herbs, I've quit drinking, coffee is the next thing to go. My resting heart rate has dropped by 20% in a month. I'm very pleased. Anyways, see you all later. Cheers. Whatever it is.